This is what 7 o'clock in the morning looks like. I just finished the shift and I'm going home to bed because this is a bit much.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. I've had a sleep now, so I'm feeling a bit better. It's a weird way to start the week in the middle of the night in an office in central London. Anyway, I'm going for a walk. Only 8 days left of steps. And then I'm done, for this bit at least. Spring is now accelerating quite rapidly, buds are turning into blossom, leaves are beginning to appear, but the sun has not made an appearance yet. It is boat race day here in London. There's Mortlake Alpha Boat Club, where all the teams end up, where the interviews happen on the BBC. And the start-finish line is just beyond Chiswick Bridge here. That's why there's so many people on the towpath. You know, because they've all come to see a boat race. There's actually several, culminating in the women's and then men's first teams, which will happen about 4:30, I think, this afternoon. So there is the start-finish line. On the other side here, it's under this camera position. Marked by the little stone pillar there, and BBC cameras set up everywhere, and so they tend to come down there and then they cross the start finish line and then they drift on through past the bridge and then go up the ramp there to the boat club we were just looking at. See, it's actually filling up quite early. Through the bustle of this place, obviously the ship, which is usually really quiet, is not quiet on this one day of the year. There's the view down the river, past the police boats around the corner. So I'm walking away from the boat race now, down towards Kew Bridge to complete my loop. It's very raw on boat race day, very, very raw, but they're all very nice people. And there is, you know, a German sausage hut, so you might say, which has been erected right on the finish line on the Surrey side. And yeah, all the pubs are open and everyone's having a jolly time. So it's a good day out. It's a shame the weather isn't slightly more blue, but it is quite early this year, and I presume that's to do with tides, and that does mean that it's actually fallen before the clocks go forward and on quite a grey day, so it's going to be a bit dark by the time the men finish. We'll have to wrap up quite quickly, the TV coverage, I should think. I think I might watch on TV after all that. We'll see. It is ever so dark and gloomy, but the river is ever so flat, which is perfect boating conditions. I'm still a bit woozy, if I'm honest. This whole sleeping twice a day and working in the night doesn't really suit me. But the weather is pleasant and there's a lovely atmosphere all along in the pubs on boat race day, so, you know, small mercies and all that. You see the geese using the steps. It's cheating. An island of geese. Wow, what a very strange place. But yeah, it is quite a pleasant day, all in all. I mean, even with the gloominess, because it's quite warm and it's lovely smell in the air. And despite, you know, obvious appearances, spring is very much around the corner in terms of appearance. Obviously it's here astronomically, just waiting for the leaves to start sprouting, which I think is going to happen this week. Good afternoon. I've come down to Ham. That is Ham House. We've been in the kitchens. We've had old style biscuits from the 17th century recipe, old style beer from a 17th century recipe, and we've been to the German shop to buy old style paprika crisps from a 20th century recipe. Good morning. It is Monday. I'm ever so happy that it is Monday. Look, the orchids are trying to come out again, which is nice. And more fantastically, the bin truck has broken down in our drive. And so they've had to send someone to try and replace a tyre on a bin lorry, which is quite an operation. But I've got nothing to eat, so I'm going to M&S, and then I'm going to make the most of this amazing day and do some steps. The rest of this week isn't going to be quite so spectacular weather-wise, so that's why I had to really get out now. Plus the fact the relief of it being Monday is very unusual. After working all weekend, it's like, oh, thank God it's Monday. I can't remember the last time I had that thought. But the problem being, since between Thursday night and this morning, I'd actually gone to bed and got up 7 times each, which is a little bit crazy in 4 days, but that's just how my sleep pattern had to work in order for me to not be completely dead to the world. And I'm quite glad I did, because I feel a bit better this morning. I say a bit better, I'm clearly coming down with a cold, but I can't blame that entirely on Formula One. The kids' Easter holidays have started, so that means it's a bit busier than normal. But you know, you just have to walk past it, as it were. Keep going. I do think I might be losing my voice as well as this sore throat thing all in one go. It's not great. It's kind of inevitable. But there we go. Too much shouting. But this is very nice and peaceful, and today's a very peaceful day. And I might this afternoon go into Vauxhall to drop some things off that I've had since I did the award shoots last week. It's the top of the Goda, slowly appearing. Spring is the best time of year. I've mentioned this before. There's a lot of reasons for it, and one of the ones I thought of this morning is that when it's in the middle of winter and it's really, really cold, you can't really imagine what it'd be like in the middle of summer to be really warm and the sun to be out. It seems impossible. And when you're in the middle of summer and it's baking hot and you're looking for shade, you can't really imagine what it'd be like to be icy cold with a rain going horizontally into your face. But the wonder of spring is you can imagine both of those things, neither of them being that far away, and either of them being possible at any time. So you really appreciate the good days because you know what the bad days look like, because they're very close. I suppose the same could be said of autumn, except that you know things are going downhill. I told you I was going to show you the wines that we bought on our trip the weekend before last to Sussex. So first of all, where we went on the first day was the Bolney Wine Estate, which is the vineyard that supplies wine to Kew. And this is the Bolney 18-acre sparkling rosé, which is excellent, which I tried whilst we were there. So we haven't got many sparkling rosés, if any, maybe. So that's a really, really interesting English wine. It's got a real fruitiness to it. And then also we went on the last day to Kingscote, which is that tiny little snowy covered vineyard where we explored the barn. And this is their own white Pinot Noir. And it's absolutely delicious, an amazing little wine, and it's wax sealed as well. So those are the 2 English wines we got the other day. I'm going screen blind. I've been staring at this project all day. It's the one of these mashup videos I'm doing for Adam and Tom, and my brain hurts a little bit, and I need to do another 1,000 steps. So I'm going to get out before the sun sets and do a quick and then come back and go. Good evening. It is Tuesday evening, and I have just come back from USP. But I haven't done anywhere near enough steps today because the weather was terrible this morning and I couldn't do any walking. So I'm making up for it by walking back from Gunnersbury through some quite nice parts of Chiswick, as it would turn out, although the congestion here is a bit of an issue. But the houses are lovely, and with the blossom and magnolias out, it looks really nice. So I'm going to battle through the wind and get home before sunset, hopefully. Only 3 days more steps after today. And I realised that I've been doing 10,000 a day, but when I started off, I was doing like 12 and then 15, and it was getting a bit crazy. And in the last 5 days, I haven't done more than 11. So I figured today I need to, I need to push it a bit. It's not just barely do 10,000 steps a day, but I want my average for the month to be closer to 12. So I've gone off for Barnes, coming back from WebVid, and I'm going to walk home from here. And the sun's come out this afternoon. It's a lovely day, and there's no excuse really not to. I can hear a military helicopter. Wow, that really does have some bass. So you probably can't hear it at all. So it gets a little bit closer. They tend to fly along the path of the Thames. That's a big one. I nearly missed that with my shoddy camera work. It's lucky I don't do that for a living. Right, anyway, walking, carry on. It's weird walking this bit of the towpath in this direction. I haven't done it for ages. Everything looks different. I mean, obviously because it's backwards, and because there's no bugger here, because I left a little bit early, so it's not yet 5 o'clock. Thames looks really peaceful and quiet, as it was actually on boat race day on Sunday. We watched the men's and the women's boat race on telly when we got home. Cambridge actually won all 4 races, so there is the men's, the women's, and then the men's reserve and the women's reserve. And it's been a very long time since that happened. But it was very enjoyable. It makes me very glad I live this close to the river. I'm almost into the home straight on this walking malarkey, only 2 days left, plus today, and yet it feels harder than ever. Not physically, my legs feel fine, I feel quite fit actually. It's motivationally is the real struggle these last few days. I've got other things to do. I've got other places I'd rather be. And the weather is not looking promising. And this is going to be like the difficult bit. So I've forced myself to go out and try and do these early. We've got Vino coming around for dinner tonight. So that scuppers any chance of sort of a walk later on. So just got to get on with it, get it done. So there we go, those are the dragons on the very top. As you can see them currently. There are some also further down. There we go. That's all they've got exposed so far. See them on every corner. Here's a slightly bigger dragon. Pagoda dragon. You can see there's the pagoda just down there, and he has an old school pagoda and a spring pagoda painted on each wing. I found another one, only this one's in a cage, and he has some nice flowers on him. This guy is called Goldie. So aside from the daffodils and crocuses and what have you, the other thing that always appears in spring is this blue carpet, a little blue triangle here, which just pops out for about 2 or 3 weeks and then vanishes again. And they've all popped up in the last week. There they are. And here is another dragon, although this one's being rather inundated with children. I feel like these dragons are going to get a lot of abuse from children. This is the most stupid sign ever. I wonder what that giant orange building could be. I wonder where Kew Palace is. Hello there, it's me from the future. I've come back because I realised I filmed nothing on Thursday evening or Friday at all. So apologies for that. Thursday evening was great fun. Vina came round for dinner, we drank a lot of champagne and ate some good food, and a good time was had by all. And Friday, which was the last day of the week, we went out for brunch and ate a lot, and then walked back so I could do some of my steps, and then we went round to Danny and Gay's for an Easter lunch in the afternoon and ate some lamb. So we ate very well yesterday, and Crystal and her dad and her sister went off to a show in Wimbledon, and I came home and did some work on, and that was the end of the week, and when I should have filmed this wrap up, but I failed to because I was working and the time got away from me. All that means is I also forgot to do the word of the week, so here it is. This week's word of the week is, because Good Friday was the last day of the week, the word of the week is Easter. Easter. So, first of all, in German, Easter is Das Osten. Das Osten, or just Osten. That is Easter in German, and in Italian it is Pasqua. So that's La Pasqua, and that is Easter in Italian. And that was this week's word of the week. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you join me next week where I'll be continuing this exact walk, moments from now in my perspective. Please subscribe, click thumbs up, do all the appropriate things, and I'll see you then.